Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and today I'm talking about the new release from Killswitch Engage entitled Disarm The Descent. Also, one quick thing before I jump off into this review and give my full opinion, my honest opinion, in the description, when they are available, is some other reviewers that I know that were doing kind of a collaboration on this album. So check the description. If there's any other reviews put up and you see the links to the videos, click them. Go check out the other reviews from the other reviewers I'm doing this collaboration with. Once they're up there, once they're uploaded, they'll be available. If there's not available, then they're not there. So anyways, guys, so let's continue on with this album. As we all know, and if you don't know, this is the first album from Killswitch Engage, which features the return of Jesse Leach, the original vocalist for Killswitch Engage. His last album was on Alive or Just Breathing, which has been praised by a lot of metal fans, including myself. What a great album. And Jesse Leach has returned to the helm of vocalist, and a lot of fans, including myself, have been saying, Jesse, please come back, ever since Howard joined. Howard was a great vocalist, don't get me wrong, but I was wanting Jesse to come back because he was the original vocalist, and I just missed what he was providing to the band. But now he is back. So the first thing I do want to talk about is his return, and then we'll get to the sound of the band and himself, of course, and then the songs and all that good stuff. But if you want to know the full song, the full track listing, and the personnel, which I'll go through them as I'm going off the sound of the band, all in the description if you are interested in wanting to know all of that good information. But I think this is great, because back when Howard was having some issues while he was still with Killswitch Engage, Jesse actually came on board during live shows and actually performed Howard's songs and his songs as well, performing live, I think about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, before Howard decided to leave the band, before they hired Jesse back. And he was doing amazing live. He was just doing some amazing vocals live, and he was able to perform the songs they wrote with Howard with ease, and it seemed like it was not a problem. So I was really excited to see what was going to happen, because I'm so happy that Killswitch Engage, seeked out Jesse to come back instead of trying to find another vocalist. And then this is the third vocalist they've had. They actually went back and got the original. So there is one individual track I do want to talk about that really I fell in love with, was A Tribute to the Fallen, which is a great track. I love this track. It's got a lot of great moments. And I just love the solo that comes in, because I wasn't expecting a solo, because I've heard a lot of Killswitch Engage's work in the past, and I haven't heard that much solos from them. The only solo I have actually heard from them before listening to this full entire album, I've heard a lot of their material, but the only solo that I heard before this album was when they covered Holy Diver, and that has a solo, so they covered the solo. But I loved the solo, specifically on A Tribute to the Fallen. I loved, because it surprised me, and the fact that it's kind of half melodic, which Killswitch Engage is known for the melodic stuff, and they did amazing on this album. We'll get to that in a minute. But the fact is, the solo is half melodic and half just showing skill. And I think if the solo was 100% showing skill and not a lot of melodic stuff going into it, just basically playing as fast as you can, just, going crazy to impress people, then I would have some gripes with it, because it's not really appealing. It's just kind of there to show, oh, I have skill. But I love how there was some variety there. But what I will say, this as a sum up of the songs, is this is what it is. The sound of this album and the sound of the songs, the sound of the quality of the songs, the sound of the band is what you'd expect from Killswitch Engage, but it sounds heavier. It sounds faster. It sounds, how do you word it? Better? Great, amazing, epic, however you want to word it. This is an amazing release from Killswitch Engage. So let me talk about the sound of the band, and then we'll get to how it transfers over into the songwriting and stuff like that. So Jesse Leach, we already talked about him, but his vocals, in my personal opinion, felt like they have matured, and they've had time to build, because obviously he wasn't with the band anymore. He could have obviously fell off and not do vocals no more, and his vocals wouldn't be as great. But his vocals, I think, are better. I think they have matured, like I said, and they're basically just a better sound. His growls and screams are very well done. They're very good sounding, and whenever he does do it, I said good sounding, wow, but he's able to produce a more, evil type growl. It sounds like that to me, and his screams are very well done. And his singing, I love his singing. I think his singing is better than he has done on a previous work with them, and before on a Alive or Just Breathing. Yes, make sure I double check that. But his singing, very good. I love it. So, and then we're going to go off into Adam and Joel, who Adam's lead guitarist, and then Joel on rhythm. I don't want to say the last names, I'll probably butcher it, and that's bad. But the sound of the guitars, what you expect from Killswitch Engage, but I think the guitar tone is better. I think it sounds what you want from Killswitch Engage. It's what you'd expect from their previous work. It's on this album, but it just sounds better. It's easier to pick when they're doing melodies, because there's a lot of melodies on this album. And the fact that, you know, I personally think this album is a melodic metalcore album. And they consider it metalcore, but the thing is, they have so much melodies, and Killswitch Engage is known for the melodies, and the melodies are just amazing. I mean, I'm blown away by what they're able to pull off, because in my personal opinion, I think the guitar writing had to take some time, some lengthy time, in order to get down all these things they're throwing into this album. Because on the track In Due Time, which was the single that was released, and I reviewed it, I said there was so much stuff getting thrown into this small track, it's kind of overwhelming, but not to the point where you're going, okay, it's way too much. But the fact is, on this whole entire album, there's so much material. There's so much, you know, heavy down-picking riffs. There's so much heavy alternate-picking riffs. There's a lot of melodies. There's some solos. And there's just a bunch of different variety of styles of riffage that's going into it, that I have to give praise to Adam and Joel here, because they're able to, you know, change up stuff on each track and keep you guessing what's going to happen next, because it's just amazing. And the guitar sound, like I said before, is just epic. I just love what they're able to pull off in the studio. And like I said, they've had some lengthy time in order to write these really aggressive and really melodic sounding riffs, you know, for able to be sounding this good. Off to Mike on bass, which, one little quick note, he actually did the artwork for this album. I think that is really, really cool, the album artwork. But Mike on bass, his bass is audible. I usually don't talk a lot about the bass, but the fact is that, you know, I wish they would add some bass elements where he's able to shine more, so he can stand out and basically maybe start off a few songs and basically have little bits or moments where he's able to shine. But I was able to hear the bass, so there's not a lot to gripe about. But I hope that in the future they'll let him shine more and have more interesting things to put out there, because, like I said, Killswitch Engage is known for the melodic stuff, but do a little different stuff. You know, let Mike do some different things. Now to Justin on drums. And I've never had a gripe about drumming for Killswitch Engage. I've never had a moment where I'm going, the drumming's not good. The drums are always good. The sound is heavy. The sound is massive. And the fact that Justin is able to give us some amazing drum quality stuff here, able to throw in some really cool drum beats, able to keep up with the band, because like I said in the earlier this review, this is a fast Killswitch Engage album, and the fact that he's able to keep up with ease, nothing's a problem. And once again, great job on drums. I have no gripes whatsoever. The drums are great. So overall, the sound of this band is top-notch stuff, because there's nothing clashing sound-wise or musically. There's nothing clashing to the point where it's going, it's too much, this doesn't sound right. Everything on this album seems to fit in a certain way. So my personal opinion is, if you're a Killswitch Engage fan, or if you're not, there is something on this album that you're going to like or love, whether it be the vocals or the lyrics from Jesse, which are very good and very well written and well done, or the melodies, or just basically the riffs that go into it, the massive amount of riffs, or the melodies, or the solos from both the guitarists. Maybe that's what you're going to fall in love with. Or maybe you're going to fall in love with the drum sound, which is always heavy and just a great, great drum sound. So there's always something from each album from Killswitch Engage that you'll fall in love with, or at least like, because my personal opinion is I love all of it. It sounds amazing, and I'm loving this album, and I cannot wait to, you know, get the album and basically hold on to it and go, this is the album I've been waiting for. You know, Jesse Leach come back, it's top-notch work, top-notch band, amazing. So my overall opinion, this is an amazing album, and I suggest it to any Killswitch Engage fan, or any fan of metal that has not heard the band and is curious. I suggest checking this stuff out, because you can't pass this up. This is an album I personally think no one should pass up listening to. At least give it a listen and make your decision. But that's my opinion, is that good job, Killswitch Engage. You gave us an amazing album. Jesse Leach, I'm glad you're back, buddy. So, that's the review, guys. If I had to give a rating, which I will give a rating, which is a 9.5 out of 10, I would say maybe a 9.75. I'll say that. 9.75 out of 10. It is so epic. I just love this album. So, like I said, guys, check it out. So that's the review, guys. If you like me and you like the review, like the video. And if you like me and you want to see more of my videos, subscribe for more metal videos. And I'll see you guys soon with another review.